Good evening, viewers. My name is Prince Chidembo, but you can also call me Chidedede. So my feed rating is 1912 and my leeches rapid rating is 2200. So I'm going to be playing some games on leeches. As the black pieces, I'm going to be playing the French defense against 1e4. And I will be playing the King's Indian defense against 1d4. With the white pieces, I'm going to be playing the Jobava London. So let me quickly jump on to leeches and see who is going to be my first customer. Alright, so I'll be playing on the 10 minutes time control, which I recommend all beginners to be playing if you really want to improve your chess, because playing on shorter time controls will not going to be helping you in any way. So let's go on to the rapid time control and see who is going to be playing me. Alright, let's just be patient. What's happening to my signal? Alright, so we've got the white pieces. So we start with pawn to d4, preparing the Jobava London. Oh, my opponent goes for g6 first move. So knight to c3 second move. I'm expecting my opponent to play d5. If he doesn't go for that move, I just go for pawn to e4, taking control of the center. Pawn to d6. Let's just develop our bishop to f4 with the idea of playing queen d2 and then exchanging the dark squared bishop. Pawn to e6 is actually an inferior move in the King's Indian setup, because black might want to go for e5 directly, but when you play pawn to e6, you actually lost some tempo there. So let's go for queen to d2. Pawn to h6. Alright, let's go for long castling. Alright, h4. It's a normal idea. If black pushes the g6 pawn, because black has actually created a hook on the king side. Let me just put my king to safety. So when you play long castling, king to b1 is actually a normal move to play. Let's continue with development. So knight to f3, bishop to b7. I'm not sure what black wants to do with his king. Alright, let me go for bishop to d3, just putting some pressure on the g6 square in future. Finally, my opponent breaks with pawn to e5. Alright, I will take and play bishop to e3. So if he goes for knight to c5, I can just take with the bishop. f6. Alright, let's go for h5. Just opening the h file. If he plays g5, the f5 square becomes weak. I can maneuver my knight until I get to the f5 square. Alright, he takes. Okay, let me go to the f5 square with my knight. Queen to e7. So knight to f5 forces queen to f8. My opponent wants to go for long castling. So I should start fighting against that idea. So first, I'm gonna go for queen to e2. If long castles, there's bishop takes a6. Knight to g4. I wasn't expecting that move. It's giving away the h5 pawn. I don't want to give up my bishop for a knight. Let me go bishop to c1. So he still has to protect h5. Knight to c5. I'm gonna go for bishop. Bishop to c4. Now long castling is not possible. And my rook is controlling that d file. There might be ideas of bishop to b5 in future. For example, in this case, if black tries to play bishop to f8, bishop to b5 becomes crashing. All right, let's go for pawn to f6, just defending the e4 square, and see what my opponent is going to do. Pawn to b5. That is weakening. All right, let's go for knight takes. If pawn takes, bishop takes, and the ideas of knight to d6. Right now, I'm threatening c7, or my opponent takes. Let's go bishop takes. Knight to d7. Let's go for queen to c4, improving the position of the queen and increasing the attack on the c7 square. This position reminds me of the famous game played by Paul Morphy, where he sacrificed his knight on the b5 square. I'm actually a piece down, but I like my position. The dark squared bishop is out of the game. The queen is stuck just defending the bishop. That rook is ineffective. This rook is very active. All of my rooks are active. It's really hard to make a move with the black pieces here. Queen to c5 is just blundering a queen. Oh, he resigns. He resigns. Thank you for watching this game. We will meet again in future videos. Goodbye.